Yeah, so now what we're going to be doing right now, let's go to our 3D. We're going to work on these two columns. We're going to work on this design, this design, this design, and this particular design. So let's dive back to our class. I want everything we're designing to match this. If you create a design and it doesn't match this, then automatically there's an error on that. So everything we're designing right now should be a perfect fit on this 3D modeling. So let's go back to our class. So what we need now is the slab here, the slab here, and the slab here. Okay, we'll come down to the our ground floor. Come down to our ground floor. I think we should work with these first. Okay, so you come to your slab layout. You come down to the spot. You change this to 300. Change this to, forget the offset. The offset is best you do the offset from your 3D, so you know where you're placing it. So just get the thickness of the slab, get the paint color, everything you want. So I'm just going to change all of these and I'm okay with the rest. I'll click OK. I'll come down to the spot. First I'll click my rectangular, then I'll paste it there, then I'll select the slab, offset all edges of the slab to 150. Okay, now let's go to 3D. Let's go to 3D. Perfect. So now the next thing I'm gonna do is move it. Let me put in 800. Button offset, it's still not much. Let me go for, let's say, 3 meter. Oh, perfect. You can see why I said I like doing other things on 3D. It enables me to know the height that I want. Okay, I got 3 meter here. You see very well, right where I want it, 3 meter. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'll come back to my ground floor. I'll copy this. I'll paste it there. I'll paste it there. Okay, I'll go back to my 3D because this has a different height from this. So I'll go back to my 3D. I'll move this. I'll move this to 6 meter. Let's give it a tap. 6 meter. Okay, so you can see right where I want it, but I'm not too sure of this yet until I run my beam. So once I run my beam, I'm going to see if it fits in or if it needs adjustment. And I'm thinking of increasing the slab. I really don't like the 300, but let's just give it the benefit of that. So the next one I'm working on right now is this. So I'll come back to my ground floor. I'll copy this that is nearest to it. So I'll copy this, I'll paste it here. Okay, so I'll go back to my 3D. I'll click this, I'll drop this to 1 meter. Let's give it benefit of that. Perfect. So you see, it's all about commands. If you put in the right commands, you're going to get what you're designing neatly and easy. It's when you're trying to there are some mistakes many of the designers do. Like this part, I want to move this word from here. Fine, I can move it from the up. I'll just press my Ctrl D and move upward. But if you're making a move like this, there is a yellow line that always comes up. You see this yellow line? You see this yellow line here? If this yellow line does not indicate that this wall is straight, if you move it like this and you paste it, you are going off. You move it like this, you paste it, you're going up. You must make sure that this yellow line is displaying. So sometimes I really don't go through all this stress. I just come to my 3D and use my command tools. I'll pick my bottom offsets, then elevate it to the right where I want it. So this being done, the next thing I'm going to do right now is come back to my ground floor. I need a column here. I'll pick a column here. I'll come down to my column setting. I'll check this. Okay, column setting. I'll do all this on the 3D. I just make sure the model is white and that's all. Then I'll go down here. I'll paste it here. Perfect. So let's go back to our 3D. Okay. So right here. I'll come down here. I'll make this 0. Okay. I'll make this -100. -100 being that slab thickness. -150. Okay. -150. Let's see. Perfect. You can see very well that this fits in perfectly. So always make sure that you're using the right command whenever you're creating your design. Always use the right command, and please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Don't forget to share, and don't forget to drop a comment. Encourage me, please. So the next we're going to go right now, if you check very well, this is a different wall. We have a different modeling here. This modeling is similar to this modeling. So let's go back to our 3D. We'll come down to this spot, we'll pick this, we'll come down to the settings, we'll come down to this edge brand, we choose stonework 2 to fit in what we're designing. Perfect. Let's see that on our 3D. You can see this is what I just did. I just did this. I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. So the next thing I'm going to do is, okay, let me complete this 2 columns first before we dive into the next class. 2 columns. I'll come down to my first floor. It's easy for me here. I'll pick my column tools. I'll pick my column tools here. Column. I'll change this column to 300. I'm okay with 300. Change it to 300 because it's double column, so I really don't need that 450. Change it to 300. I'll paste the first column here. Then I'll move this column to this spot. I'll move this column to this spot. I'll bring this a little bit. Okay, a little bit. So now I'll go to my 3D. I'll go to my 3D. Perfect. So we got this now. We're gonna have a little stress bringing this in order. Let's see what we have on our. Okay, right here is on a march. You can see very well it's on a march. We have it right here. So let's see the other design. This is a little bit glossary. Okay, let's see this. Okay, we have it sitting under this. So why don't we work this design first before this column? Let's go back to our class, come down to the spot. We're gonna come back to the column. So let's pick a tool here. We'll copy this wall, place it here. Okay, we'll copy the same wall here, paste it here. Okay, we'll copy this wall. I'm trying to copy, I don't want to create new walls. We'll copy this wall, we'll paste it there. Okay, so we'll call this off, call this off. You call this off, you call this off, you call this off. Okay, we'll move this to the spot. We'll come down to this, spot, come down here. We change the modeling to stone work. Okay, come down to this geometric. We change this to 550 millimeter. Then we change this button offset to 2650. Click OK. It flies on its own. Perfect. You see, same height, same height. So this is going to be a guide for us. This is going to be a guide for us. So the next thing we'll need right now, let's see. Always remember to save your project, please. So the next thing we need right now is what? Let's check. What do we need? There's a white design here running from here down to the spot. So let's create that first. Let's go back to our first floor, come down to our slab tools. We pick our slab tools from here, pick this edge. There's already this. You pick this edge. Okay, you pick this edge. You pick this edge here. Always follow what I'm doing. You pick this, then you come down to this spot. We're gonna offset later. Let's just get it done first. You come down here. I don't want to use different slab tools. I would have just pick one slab offset, pick the other slab offset. I just want to use one same slab, then I'll offset them differently. I'll come down here. This being done, there is a slab here now, so I'm going to offset this to 100 millimeter. I'm going to offset this to 100 millimeter. Oh, sorry, my bad. I'm going to offset this, just this. It was offset all edges like in and out, but I really don't want it in and out. I just want only the outer part of it. So I'm going to offset edge being one part, 100 millimeter. I'll come down to this spot, offset this to 100 millimeter. I'll offset this to another 100 millimeter. I'll come down to this spot. I'll repeat the same thing here. I'll click my tools. Okay, 100 millimeter. I'll come down to the spot. I'll do the same thing here, 100 millimeter. Perfect. Let's see what we did. Before then, everything should be in okay. We change this to 100. The thickness should be 100. not above. So let's check that on 3D. Perfect. So you see right where we want it. So having done this, you can see that this slab, this edge has to go up a little. Let me show you on our 3D. You can see this and this is having the same flight, so this has to go up more, and this has, the thickness of this has to increase. First, let's take it up first. Let's take this up to, let's change this to 1, so it fly up too much. Let's change this to, let's come here, let's put 5 here, let's put 5 here, 5. Okay, let's see what we got. Perfect. So let's increase this to, let's increase this to maybe 500. Let's see benefits of that. Okay, so change this to 200. Let's see what we got. Go for 250. Change this to 250. Okay, perfect. There's going to be a edge design to block the other part of it. So we got this now right where we want it. Right, remember to save your project. So right now we can edit this column. We can work on this column now. We just need to bring this here and bring this here. Then we change the height to 300. Let's say 3. Okay, it still needs to go down to 26. This has to be 265. 2650. Let's give it a try. Perfect. 2650. Okay, 2650. There's a mistake here. I'm going to correct it. I'm going to tell you why there was a mistake there. 2650. Bottom offset is minus 200. We're going to add that 200 to it. Let it come down first. Then we're going to make here 800. Perfect. So you can see the reason why we have this is because when we are dragging the beam, this was okay, but this didn't touch it, and you can't edit this wall because it's no longer on the ground floor. So what you need to do here is make this back to 0, so it will go back to the ground floor for you to be able to edit it. You come down to your first floor, you see it here. Okay, this is it. You bring it here to this spot. Okay, you send it back to 62650. It's gonna fly back, then 3D. Perfect. So always be careful with your detailing, please, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to hit the like button. You can see this is what we're designing, and it's coming out exactly the way it is. This is what we're designing. Okay, so this been done. This been done. Let's check our 3D. What do we need? Think we are okay. We are okay with this. Okay, we okay. We haven't done this. Let me show you. We haven't done this. Wait, I think I opened the copied file. Let me look for the original file to open. I opened a copied file, so that stuff is not clear. Here is the original file. Let me show. Okay, this is the original one. This one was a copied one, so I'm going to close this. Perfect. This clear. So now this, what we're going to do, we'll go back to our flooring. Okay, so we'll come down to our ground floor, copy this wall here. Let's look for a wall to copy. This, copy this here. Okay, we rotate a copy to the spot, bring it here, move this here, change this here, this comes here, change modeling, come down to stone, we'll come down to the spot, we change it to 2650. Okay, we have set that off. Let's see. Right, So we change this to earth brand. This earth brand, change this to earth brand. Come down to model, earth brand, earth brand. Okay, perfect. So there is a slab here. There is a slab here. So let's go back to our ground floor. Take our slab tools. Take our slab tools. We'll put it here. 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 Then we offset. We offset to 100. We offset this other part to 100. Then we check our slab settings. We need 100 here. Then the rest is okay. So let's see what we just did. Perfect. So you can see right here we want it. So the next thing we should be thinking of right now is expanding of this column. Let's go back to our ground floor. I want this column to be expanded a bit. I want this column to first out of this cross size link dimension. I'm going to off this. Then I'm going to work with this. I want this to be 600. Let's say 500. I want this to be 500. Then I want this to be 300. I want this to be 225 millimeter. Okay, perfect. I want to move it to fit into this. Okay, then let's see that on 3D. Okay, first I want this to go a little bit more, 600. Okay, so how was the height? Terminated there. So we work on the height. Work on the height. We come down to the setting. Come down to the setting. Offset. Let's say minus 100. Let's see. Okay. So bottom here, we take bottom to 200. Let's increase this to minus 600. Okay. 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 Perfect, but not yet perfect. Perfect, but not yet perfect. So we'll bring this here. Change this to 500. 500 is going to fit in. Okay. Okay. Remember to save your project. So we have this here.